It's not late. It's fashionably on time. What's up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, a Ham Radio Adventure guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything adventure radio. And once again, a right screen on the books for Dan. It is Hump Day. Time for the Hump Day happy hour. And before we get started, we're going to thank these guys, the awesome Patreons, including our newest upgrade responsible for that new music, Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu Romeo X-Ray. Also, a big shout out to the YouTube members. And matter of fact, I got something coming up really special for the YouTube members that I was thinking about today. So stay tuned for that. And then the ever-changing board. So the only change we got was last week there was a tie in that 10th spot, Kent and Eddie. And Eddie thought he was going to break that tie by doing that $5 super chat during the stream. But Kent said, and hit me with the off-stream donation on Buy Me a Coffee, so Kent secured that 10th spot. And that would be our only change for this week. All right. What is up, Dan?
Man, I've been running this battery bank for 2 freaking days and a lot on FT8, and it's right now at 52%. I don't think I'm going to kill it anytime soon. Hello, everyone in the chat. Happy Hump Day happy hour. It is Wednesday, and I got it right. Look. There's a first time for everything. Andy Callie, good to see you, man. Always first and always appreciative of you being here. Kilo 9 Alpha Echo Echo. Kent, what is going on? Our effing around, our Northern A, who does not like Putin. We figured that out last Sunday. Myself, hi, Dan. There's another Dan down there we'll get to in just a minute. And Kenny Adams, good to see you. 88 KB, Mike John, KNIV, Kilo Echo 4, Eastern Standard Time is in the house. Always good to see you. Liz and Fam, Whiskey 8, Echo, Romeo, Brent, November 4, Bravo, Delta Whiskey. Good to see you. And we just mentioned Ronnie, our newest King's Court member on Patreon, KO4, Zulu, Romeo X-Ray. Good to see you. Georgia Parks and Propagation. That is Ron Chris.
Ron.
That's right. Ron. Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar. Pete Knapp. K-N-8-P-P-Y. Good to see you. Listening from West by God, Virginia. Our loudmouth from Hammertown. Larry. Good to see you, buddy. Vector Echo 3 Lima. Bravo, India. Grandpa Terry's in the chat. Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. KO4 FSZ antennas, as always. The one-armed bandit. The Sidewalk Sherry, Kilo Echo 8, Yankee Victor Delta. Good to see you. Glad you're feeling at least a little bit better than what you were. Kelly Rose, always good to see you. KI4JAV. And let's see, we got Mo in here. And bravo. Who we got? Eric from Hawaii. Good to see you, man. Right, Mike Roberts, PP man. Man, we got a house full tonight. Prep Ham Paul, Craig, November 4, Charlie Whiskey Bravo, always loud on the radio. Good to see you. And Frequency Frontiers, KY4GM, and my boo paying his taxes because he is activating right now on 7046 CW.
And there we go. 7046. You know, Stephen, you know that I'm doing a stream that you are allowed to use 7044. I mean,
I did
why?
miss. I
Hey,
did.
Thank you very much for the super chat, though. And speaking of Frequency Frontier, here's your 1 hour late reminder. It is past 7 o'clock. Sorry about that.
I did miss Robbie. Whiskey One Radio Charlie Papa is in the chat, and keep your eyes on the road.
Wow, is he driving?
Yeah, he's probably getting yelled at.
Oh.
Don't watch, just listen. Eyes front. Hands 10 and 2 or
how many fingers am I holding up, Robbie?
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great night. I don't know why it's a great night, because the bands have sucked this week, but you know, I don't pay attention to them. You know, honestly, sometimes I'll look at Discord and everybody be fussing that they can't hear nobody, and that there's no use in going out and this, that, and the other. Of course, I'm getting the reverse messages. Oh, you need to go out. You need to go out. But you know, I go out and I get activated. I've activated a couple of times during big solar storms, and there's enough hunters out there with stations that can get you. Is it worth driving 2 hours for to get a little amount of contacts? Probably not. But go out and activate and have fun anyway. It don't matter, you know. Go to your local park and just hit it all.
I didn't intentionally miss Josh. What had happened was my mouse kind of scrolled to the bottom of the chat for some reason, but I did miss a couple people. I did miss the other Dan that I said that I was going to mention, N8TIN. Good to see you, one Dan to another, and Josh, Kilo 4 Lima India.
Has been on an activation roll lately.
Yeah, he has. He went out last night and worked a lot of bands. He was testing out an off-center fed. It did well. I heard him fine here, and did really good. Curtis is in the chat too. Kilo Bravo 3, Charlie Mike Tango.
Speaking of last night, 40 meters. Now, when I went out, it wasn't right out late shift when I went out. But when I went out, 40 meters was stupid long.
Yeah.
I mean, I was tearing up some Nebraska and Texas and all out west on 40 meters, but here locally, I wasn't doing so great. Terry had to go to an SDR to hear me, and then throw 800 watts at me to get me. And
yep.
So Terry identifies as a jester, and the reason he's saying that is because last week was it shenanigans pre-stream, I got on there and said, what is the difference between, or what is the similarity between Terry and PP Man? And nobody got it right. And Terry asked me today, said, you never said what the similarity is. I was like, you're both king's jesters.
That's right.
He's like, well, that's too simple. I already knew that. I was like, it's just like POTA. It's simple, guys. Just go do it.
Mo managed to get 5 parks in today. Well, today was a little bit better than it was yesterday, for sure.
Uncle Jester, I like it, Curtis.
Yeah.
So we're going to do something a little different tonight. We've done it before, but we're going to do some audience participation stuff. We got 3 topics. I'd like to see new people pop in and talk about each topic. I like not for the same people to stay. But we're going to talk about POTA awards, what your favorite one is and why, and what award you would like to see in the future for POTA.
Can I go get mine?
That's topic number 1, and I'd like to have 2 or 3 people pop in for that. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link while I'm telling the other topics. The second topic is, what is the one thing that you must have with you when you go to activate POTA. It can be anything. I don't care if it's your lucky rabbit's foot. I don't care if it's, somebody's gonna be a smart aleck and say the radio. I'm sure, but but I just want to know what the one thing is that you got to have. And the last topic is, what do you do differently to prepare for a late shift as you would to go out in the regular day? And that would be our three topics tonight. And if nobody wants to pop in for all three topics, we can keep the same people in there. Heck, we might not have anybody pop in for any of the topics, but that's the three topics, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. That other than I'm excited about Canada. I'm telling you, I'm getting more and more excited.
You're getting the jitters, eh?
Not the jitters. I'm getting I'm getting ready to activate a lot of new parks to me. I just hit over 700 this weekend, and that was my goal to hit before Canada was 700. So I'm getting really, really pumped up for it. And
Yeah.
James can't talk about awards. Well, you can pop in on another topic then. But you can take into consideration what people think they would like to see in the future, maybe.
My most, I guess, proud awards are the 4 physical awards I have sitting right over there. I'd have to get up to go get them. But yeah. As far as awards that anybody could get, probably the master sports person.
That's the 25.
Yeah, that's 25 Eagles and 25 different parks, and that took a lot of doing. So I haven't done anything like above and beyond to get deserving of the what the one you got, and Chris has it too.
The outstanding operator.
Yeah, the outstanding operator one. Yeah,
which that's going to be my most favorite award is the outstanding operator, because it's not an award that you can. I mean, you do something to earn it, but you can't just go out and earn it. You have to be turned in by a fellow ham and stuff, and that's a very special award to me. It's definitely my favorite. I actually was on stream live. Oh, speaking of on stream live, we're also going to do something else for participation tonight. We're going to do Ham Radio Adventure Guy trivia for the chat. And no big prize. We're just giving away a sticker pack just so I can keep Terry mailing stuff. But I will throw an Explorer sticker in with the Ham Radio Adventure Guys again. And the way it'll work is I will throw down a question in between topics or in between questions or something. And the first person in the chat with the correct answer gets the point for that question. The question's only going to last for no more than 2 minutes, though. So, and as a matter of fact, we'll start right now, as long as everybody understands. So the first question of the night: who was one of the guests on the first ever Hump Day Happy Hour? That's question number 1.
Can I answer?
No, you cannot answer. You just looked at that, and it was funny that you were looking that up, because I was laughing about it when you were. So,
Craig says,
I see a lot of people. Craig says PP man. That is incorrect. Six pack is what Eric is saying for.
Bang Bang has the outstanding operator too. That is awesome.
Eastern Standard Time test James of the North. That is incorrect.
I wonder how many people.
Hayden. Charlie Whiskey Bravo says Dan.
No. I wonder how many people are scrolling back.
Can you elaborate there, Robbie?
Yeah, you have to expand.
Robbie probably has it, but I'm going to let him elaborate just to make sure.
Cushy. That's what he said.
Oh. Well, I just gave away the answer pretty much, but no, you were incorrect, Robbie.
Nah. That's the way to dangle the carrot there, then rip it back real fast.
Oh.
Pete, maybe in the future. He said he had no idea how it would be adjudicated, but he would like to see a QRP Activator Hunter Reward. Right now, we don't keep track of our.
All right, RFing around, we'll get the win with K8MRD.
Yep.
It was K8MRD and Shane when they were going to do their POTA off, because at the time they were saying that they were the top POTA activators.
That's right.
And little did they know that stream was what was going to start an absolute war for that position.
So who got that? All right, so who got that first? Looks like RFing around.
Yeah, RFing around who got it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
But anyway, my award, it was actually really special because I was live on stream, and I happened, that's when I used to leave my phone on all the time so I could mess with RFing around, because he loves to hear I'm your Huckleberry. How he invited me to his house is beyond me, because I'm going to rig it into loudspeakers all throughout Canada.
That would be great.
but anyway, my phone went off and I was like, why is Jason Johnson from POTA emailing me? And it was me receiving that award. So I actually received that award live on stream. So it kind of made it even more special. But the reason I received it was the big special reason, because I received it for my work with the youths. And that's something that means a lot to me. So
the Utes.
I'll tell you another one that's going, it's going to be the hardest one for me to get, is the activated all states. And that's just because it's a money thing, not because it's hard to do. I don't think it's that hard to do. I think it's easy to do, but it's definitely a money thing.
You should get a good chunk of them out next year, maybe though. So,
I mean, I'm not in a hurry. I'm not going nowhere.
I'll tell you. Speaking of activated all states, people who do POTA and basically travel for a living have it made.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people that their work has them traveling, and they do POTA.
Oh yeah, like if you're an over-the-road trucker or something like that, that's awesome. To get
work. I mean, when Bill Brown was doing the peak of his POTA,
yeah,
he was doing it while working. Now, Bill got let's get this straight. Bill got paid commission, so Bill got paid for what he sold. So he had to go to the places and sell stuff, but it got him to only 5 more plus DC is what James. Right. That's pretty awesome.
Brent, I've noticed that nobody activates North Dakota unless somebody is going through North Dakota. It's always a through activation. I have, well, I'm not going to say yet, but it's rare that I see somebody activating North Dakota who lives in North Dakota.
There you go, John Molly Travels. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys from Blank Swap Radio, he does a lot of traveling for work and does a lot of parks. So, I'm not going to spend a week in North Dakota if you're referring to me. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I didn't even want the T-shirt. I didn't want the number of contacts I had, as a matter of fact. But
yeah, they have hams in North Dakota. I think they got like 4 of
them. Yeah, they got 4 of them. They all have both banks for stations or something. I don't know. James, you're in the chat. Is there any North Dakota activators?
I can't right now, man, because I'm on stream. It'll come through the stream. I got my radio wired through my mixer. Everybody will wonder what's going on.
Hey, thanks for the super chat though. But I can't hit you right now because the radio's over there and I'm out here. So
be there in about 40 minutes and I'll hit you.
Don't track locations in POTA. Okay. So back to the other thing, since nobody has popped on here yet, Dan. The what award would you like to see coming in the future?
I have a list, and I don't want to go through them all because it might spoil some future endeavors of POTA. But one thing that is top on my list to see implemented is you already have your worked all states, okay? But I want to expand that further. I want worked all states phone CW data.
Yeah, you kind of took right out of my mouth what I wanted to say. I want to be able to. Georgia got a good one there. Worked all states park to park. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be a nice one too. Didn't even think about that one. Yeah.
You know, George, I'd be willing to say that I have that. I would be willing to say that I have that because I have worked all states, and 95% of my hunter QSOs are from a park. So
if you work all states SSTV, you'll get like a gold certificate.
You know, that would be a hard award, an SSTV award.
Yeah.
Can I get a SSTV operator to operator award?
You'll get a gold TV.
I don't know. I bet there's people in the chat that might have 50 SSTV award with me.
Yeah.
Robbie and Eddie and all the boys that used to hunt me back in the day when I did it.
Worked all states, QRP, and park to park. That's another thing that's it's on my list. Like I said, I have a fairly sizable list of awards. QRP right now, we don't track power. We don't care what's.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering how that would be kept up with.
So we'd have to start tracking power. It wouldn't be retroactive. And it's going to be on the honor system. I mean, really, just like if you're inside of a park, it's going to be on the honor system because anybody can put 5 watts in their log, you know. So, but everything in POTA is on the honor system. I mean, I could do an activation right now on live stream and say I'm in a park, you know. So,
Eric, only 49 states to go. You're a liar, sir.
Yeah, that's with 40-meter Hellstriver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or he might be talking about SSTV. I thought he was talking about the word activated all states. It's like, I know you're a liar. I have activated with you outside of Hawaii. Eric would. I know what award Eric would like to see in the future. Work all states while they're in Caesar Creek Park award.
There you go. I did QRP Dom today. Yeah, hit him on a 1.5 watts.
Wait. Well, why are you coming to West Virginia, Eric? Are you delivering my camper van? And what part of West Virginia are you coming to? He's probably going to say somewhere in BFE, 22 hours away.
Yeah, he'll probably go somewhere way far away from you, like Harper's Ferry.
Yeah, people crack me up.
They do that too. They'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna activate in Georgia."
His camper is not in Hawaii; it's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, some people do that to me too. They go, "Hey, I'm gonna go down to Georgia and activate. You want to meet up?"
Oh yeah, he says the closest park to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they end up activating like North Georgia, and I'm like, that's like 6 hours away from me, dude.
Yeah, they say it all the time to me, like, "Hey, we're coming to West Virginia. We're going to activate Harper's Ferry." I was like, "Cool.
Have
I,
fun.
I'd rather meet you in like South Carolina."
Yeah.
You know. All right. I guess we're going to put that one to bed. Since nobody want to pop in here, we're going to drop the link again. The next question is going to be, what is the one item that you must have at every POTA activation you go to? And it can be anything. It can be a piece of gear. It can be something that you won't activate without. It could be anything.
I'm drawing a
No,
blank on this one.
James does not live in East Tennessee.
One piece of gear that you have to have. A sun drop. Yeah.
Hey, Starlink's a good answer, Josh. I like it. Milo sweet tea. He even threw the name out.
That's good stuff. A laptop, a power source. Yeah, I mean, those. I'm thinking kind of. I'm trying to think of something out of the box. Bug spray or a thermocell. Yeah, that's a good one.
Even in the winter, you're going to take bug spray out when it's like, well, never mind. You're in a warm state. You don't get 13 below.
No, we don't get that look. David says toilet
Beer,
paper,
whiskey, toilet paper, Red Bull. Hey, at least we're getting a lot more answers to this one.
Well, I carry around 100% DEET, so you can ask Sherry what that does to your taste buds. Antenna, coax, yeah, that's all. I don't have any. I mean, I'm not a superstitious kind of person about that kind of stuff, so I don't carry anything that, like, if I say, "Oh, I forgot my lucky pen, I'm not going to get an activation today." I'm not like that, So
I'm not superstitious, but the one thing that I bring with me to every activation now is it's not a certain one, but it's a certain thing. I always bring a CW key with me to an activation, because just in case those bands are that bad, CW will save you.
I didn't even think about that, but I always do as well, just because of the fact that I always have one in the truck that's hooked up to my truck radio anyway. So I always have a backup radio with me, even though I don't on purpose bring it, because I have an 891 in the truck anyway. So
I mean, there's a lot of things I bring with me to every activation, but I always make sure, always, whether I'm taking out my tiniest QRP kit, because one, if I'm taking that out, I'm just doing CW, so I better take a C. Or if I'm taking out my biggest kit with everything, I'm still taking out, and I typically have two with me, just like Mike said in 8YO. I typically have my traveler is always in my bag, and my key that Robbie made me. So Mike says 2 keys, Mike optional. That sounds like Steven too.
yeah, Robbie goes out without a CW key and does CW activations just fine.
Yes, he does.
So does Hotel India 8 Delta. He did a video of him forgetting his key, and he was actually tapping the wires together on the end of a piece of wire. Hesperia, California. Hey, Jerry, good to see you, man. We had a blast up in Huntsville, man. Good to see you. Hopefully next year we'll see you again.
What in the world are you doing in California, Jerry? I want to know this.
Checking off another state on the on the activated all states, I hope.
That is the only reason why I have any interest in popping into California and popping out, to be honest, is just to check one off and be done. Jerry said, absolutely, he's getting one.
There you go. A first aid kit and a hat. Now I keep a first aid kit in my truck at all times. So again, that's not something that I consciously bring with me, but I do have one with me all the time. Yeah, good point right there. And a hat. I always have to have a hat. You can't let people know what your hair looks like on an activation.
Oh,
Yeah. I heard he has a sheath for his machete too, so he can draw it off his back like Highlander.
he's going to be like, what is taking James so long in customs? and these guys are going to go, I can't believe that guy walked through with 2 swords on his back.
Yeah, I can't think myself. I can't think Liz. Carry my first aid kit for RF burns. Yeah, only when this Yahoo right here gives me an RF burn. I can't think of anything that I would bring on. Like I said, I'm not a superstitious person, so most of the stuff that was mentioned, I keep in the truck, which is all good ideas. My thermocells in the truck, bug spray in the truck, spare coax in the truck, spare antennas in the truck, spare radio in the truck, my key in the truck, first aid kit, you know.
I know that. My vehicle,
Yeah.
that's just like the other day. I met up with Terry, and my first activation that day I did with the Eagle One, and we got there, and I went to pull out an antenna, and the antenna I wanted wasn't in my bag. And I'm like, well, this is a bunch of crap. And Terry's like, well, I got an antenna in the car. I was like, well, I've got 2 more antennas in my bag, but
Yeah.
you know it. And by the way, Terry, I did find that antenna, and I remembered why too when I found it. So
I don't use a headlamp. So Curtis has a headlamp for late shift, which I can see would be useful, for breaking down and setting up. But no, I mean, I don't use a headlamp. I normally just carry a little flashlight and hold it in my mouth if I need it or something like that. My keyboard on my laptop's backlit, so I don't need to.
yeah, I wear a headlamp too. I got this 60 amp hour battery box. It's got this really nice light on it, and I strap it to my head.
Yeah.
That thing does great.
Keeps your neck muscles in shape too.
My neck sitting on my shoulders like this though, but
yeah. Oh, the POTA fan. Here's a good comment here. If it's hot outside, bring your POTA fan with you, which also has lights on it. So if you do need light for something, your POTA fan does have light.
That's an interesting thing, because in the summer in West Virginia, when I do the early shift always has the fan running, and then when I'm picking up stuff at the end, it always has the light running. So you're absolutely right. That's a great fan to use.
And mine lasts forever. Yeah, Chris says he loves his fan. What's nice about it too is I charge mine like twice a year, maybe. I mean, it's ridiculous how long they last. And if you have to in a pinch, there's USB ports on it too. You can charge your phone from it or whatever you want.
All right. So we need to ask our second question for the thing. Second question is going to be, who was the first ever Patreon for Ham Radio Adventure Guy? First ever Patreon. And if it goes a minute and nobody got it, I'll give you 3 choices, because I'd like to see somebody get one.
I can probably get it, but that's not fair. So I'll be quiet.
James says Uncle Terry.
If nobody else gets it, I'll have a guess at it.
Well, so far, James is wrong.
No.
Brent says Dan. Dan is wrong.
Nope.
Terry says Dan. Dan is wrong. Terry hunts. Terry does questions just like he hunts. He throws it out twice. Andy Callie says me. Andy Callie is really close to that top, but it was not you, Andy. That's a good that would be that would have been a good guess, and I wish you wouldn't have threw your name out there, because you would have been one of the 1 in the 3 that I would have said.
Kyle says, "Yo, mama."
And my mama was not. This says Terry, and again, Terry is incorrect. All right, so we're going to throw out 3 names.
Well, hold on. Can I take a guess here?
Yeah, you can take a guess, but if you get it, I'm not going to say yes or no, and I'm going to throw out 3 names.
Okay. I'm going to say Kurt.
Okay, he says Kurt. All right, so I'm going to throw out 3 names, and you can decide. Curtis, Kilo Bravo 9 Julius Quebec uniform. James Jenner. And since we didn't use Andy, we'll use Dwayne Treadway.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to keep my answer. Yeah.
Very first Patreon. 4 point.
I'm thinking with Craig. But I'm going to keep
All right. Craig is our winner. It is Dwayne Treadway.
Awesome.
He was the first Patreon. Second was Joseph Collins, by the way. Andy was, I think, number 4. And James Jenner was, I think, number 5, I think.
Nice.
So there's that question 2 in. So right now we have Craig with a point and James from the north with a point. And we're going to go to the third topic. I'm going to drop the link one more time in case anybody wants to come in here. What do you do differently to prepare for a late shift that you wouldn't do for early shift? And Curtis has already threw an answer out with the headlamp. And that is one thing that I always make sure I have. But like I said, I don't have a headlamp with me, but my battery box, and I would show it to you, but right now it's got my underneath light plugged into it. It has some amazing lights in it, and I got to have my battery box out there anyway, so it's right there. Eric, of course, Eric brings a 20-meter antenna.
The late shift, of course.
Because what would you do on late shift? You work the band at West Virginia, don't get in tonight.
Without a 20-meter antenna on late shift, all you're doing is eating Kona ice. Just saying. Long sleeve shirt. Terry brings Juanita. Andy Callie brings a jacket. A second flashlight. An H-Rag hoodie. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
great one. Any winter activation, winter or fall, or actually now, it's already started. The H-Rag hoodie is already in my car for every evening. Bug spray is a definite good answer for evening time.
Bug spray or thermocell.
But I do take bug spray during the daytime too. A guard dog.
I just found my new friend. KB1 WSE plays cribbage. Not too many people play cribbage. I, sir, play cribbage. We should have a cribbage game between us.
I don't even know what cribbage is.
Yeah, see. It's an intellectual game. You have to be able to add to at least like 15. So yeah, that might be.
Dude, I have 2 hands and 2 feet. That gets me 20.
That's right.
Duh. But yeah, the H-Rag thing for winter, the H-Rag thing for summer, that fan is always with me day and night because nighttime for the second light.
Enough battery power to make it from before late shift until they quit calling until after late shift. That's true because Ronnie, Kilo Oscar 4 Zulu Romeo X-Ray ran out of battery power last night.
Depending on where I go, there's a lot of places that I will have that extra. James says he had a blade, and because he wasn't allowed the other items. I have that other item with me setting. Normally, when I'm at Big Ugly, it's normally setting right on the center console in between me and the radio.
Josh brings his charge chord for the computer. Kyle said he needs a bee suit during the day because he got stung 4 times last weekend in West by God.
It's because they were mad because I didn't show up, Kyle. It's my fault.
That's right.
The bees were expecting the king. They're like, "Oh, mom's coming. The king will be there." So I thought I was going to get to come and hang out with Kyle, but by the time we finally got out of the hospital that day, it was past the time that Kyle could have been activating, so it didn't.
A lot of good answers for this one. My main thing for late shift is my thermocell. Make sure I got fuel for it. Make sure I got the little blue pads for it, because the mosquito dactyls come out at night and they will eat you alive.
No, my main thing is that secondary item that I said sits in the dashboard, and not so much because of people, but packs of coyotes will come up on you in several places that I activate. And if you've ever been taking down an Eagle One and a pack of coyote comes up, you definitely want something to protect yourself, because one of them will run from you, a pack of them will run toward you.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, a lot of good answers for this one. What to do when the sun goes down?
If you've never done a late shift, I hope you've prepared yourself mentally for it, because it's a different ball game of POTA.
Yeah,
it's really a different ball game of POTA. You know, I've told people before, I'm like, you're not really ready for a late shift yet, and they get offended by me saying that. And it's not that I'm being mean in any way. It's the fact that I remember I had been doing POTA for several months, and the first time I ever did a late shift, which was in Jekyll Island, Georgia. Beautiful activation, but let me tell you, an hour and 40 minutes later, my throat felt like it was going to fall off. I mean, I was begging for mercy, because I called CQ and it did not stop.
Check out this shameless plug right here. The Dan dark mode in N3FJP. Yes, sir. I made a color scheme. I did a video on it a while back, but I just dropped the link to our Discord as well. Join us over on Discord and tag me. And if you want my color scheme for N3FJP, if you run it for the dark mode, I will give it to you free.
I totally forgot about that until that was just said, because I have it set up on this computer that I'm streaming, but my new POTA laptop, it's not on there. So I'm definitely gonna put that in there.
See you, Curtis. Drive safe, buddy. And if you do
congratulations also, Curtis, on doing the islands. That was pretty awesome.
Yes, sir. And if you do a late shift tonight, Curtis, make sure you wear your bug spray and have your first aid kit. Roger.
And a cap gun for coyotes.
But yeah, late shift it's another beast. It's even running up to late shift, because there's that lull right there about, so at this time of year with daylight saving times, around 7:45-ish, it starts to, taper off a little bit. From 7:50 to 8 o'clock, you might grab 2 or 3 contacts here or there, and the last couple minutes are going to be like you're calling CQ a while, and it's like the calm before the storm. You know what I mean? If you've been out there for a while, and then all of a sudden 8 o'clock hits, and it's like somebody just let loose the dogs of war.
Josh hit the nail on the head. Make sure and have something to drink during late shift, because your throat and your voice will beg for mercy, and figure out a way to run your pile up and get that drink in too.
You have to keep the whistle moist.
Now, again, if you control your pile up, you can make that go as slow as you want. But on the late shift, it's dogs of a different breed. You got to really, there's late shift where I have to go school teacher on them quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, and once I've called you down so many times, guess what? You're going to be there for a while. You know, I don't think the only time there's a lull for me, Dan, because you mentioned that now. If I go out before 7:30, I'll hit that lull.
Yep.
But you know, I'll go out at 7:57, and I can get 30 in those 3 minutes.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple times you're calling CQ for like the last 3 minutes of the day, and nobody's answering, and I'll key up and go, calm before the storm.
I get so mad when I go out before 7:30 because it's always like, because I'll have a big pile up, and then all of a sudden they'll just taper off. And then you've always got that 1 or 2 people that will try to hit you at like 7:58 and 30 seconds. I'm like, no, you got a minute and a half. Come back.
Yep. I can't change the time of the log here.
And then you've got the person like this guy right here who wants to hit you right at 7:59 and 40 seconds and go straight into the late shift.
Absolutely.
And it works a lot of times, but sometimes it don't work.
It's always the one that doesn't work when you can't quite copy the guy calling you and you have to ask him to repeat his call sign. Like, oh man, there's my 15-second window.
Yep. And then there's that other guy. We call him Grandpa sometimes. I don't think Terry's ever done this, but I wouldn't put it past him. He'll get in, but he'll get in right at 00, and he'll think he got in on the early, and then in 7 after he hunts you again.
Yeah.
And normally I just work because I'm in a rhythm. I'm not even going to say you're a dupe. I just work you, and I don't put that one in the log because it's just that simple. It's simpler for me to.
And what's funny with Terry is if you wait another 7 minutes, you can work him again.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll give it to him. He is sure that he's in your log.
Yeah, Terry must have grew up and his daddy said, "Are you sure?" He must have said that to Terry a lot because Terry makes sure that he's in your log. John says he tries near the vast of the pileup.
Yeah.
Which is fine, except for this time of the year. It's not. Because this time of the year, you want to being in West Virginia, you want to get me as early as you can because that band starts changing quickly. Like last night, I was destroying. Like I'm on 40 meters and I'm getting Nebraska 5.9 left and right.
Yeah, it was really long. Yeah.
And I'm like, my goodness, where are these people? It's just crazy. I think Grandpa Chicken Legs likes people to hear his voice. Dang, Terry, you got a fan, Terry.
A POTA fan.
I think what she is referring to is she has been to Terry's Only Hams page to see those chicken legs. I think that's what that is, Terry.
And his feet. Can't forget the feet.
Them witches' crow toes.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
But yeah, late shift is a different animal. So if you're not ready for it, as an activator, I would highly suggest that you sit around and try to hunt a couple of late shift pileups before you try to activate a couple of late shift pileups. That way, you at least get some kind of feel for what it's like.
I mean, and don't get discouraged because we're saying that. It's just they're harder to control. Like I say, you can control your pileups, but they get unruly. Like it's
all right. So POTA hunters are like gremlins. You don't feed them after midnight because weird stuff happens.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what their rush is. Like, they know an activator is going to be there until he gets all the calls out. Hey, thank you very much for the super chat, Chris. But like, I'm going to be there till the calls end. If I'm out on late shift, I'm going to be there unless I'm on a rove. And if I'm on a late shift rove, I'm in Discord, so it doesn't matter anyway. That's one of those. If I'm on a late shift rove, I'm going for something. It I don't go out and do. If I do more than 3 parks on a late shift, it's for a reason. I will go out and do 3 sometimes. I haven't done it much this year because band conditions has not really been worth doing more than. But they seem to be getting better. Judging by the way my numbers are slowly turning out this month, I think this month might be the best month of the year, which is still probably my worst month of last year. But they seem to be getting a little bit better. Thank you for the super chat.
That's great.
Oh, anyway, we're coming up on the top of the hour. Dan, what do you got coming up?
Not a lot coming on. We're coming up, rather. It's another work week, and go out and activate this weekend. I'm really looking forward towards next week. If you're on the air next Friday and maybe Saturday, make sure you check us out. We'll be at Reed Bingham State Park, and we'll have a special guest hopefully next week.
I'm really excited about that weekend. You want me to tell you why?
Why is that?
Because this guy needs 6 more at Reed Bingham for an eagle.
Oh yeah, you'll get him for sure.
So
yeah.
They're like, wait, you've hunted Reed Bingham 94 times? No, Reed Bingham has hunted me 94 times, but I might hunt him them last 6.
Yeah, there, and as Chris just mentioned, there is a POTA meetup this weekend in Georgia at Little Okmulgee State Park. If you're around the area, come hang out with a lot of cool POTA people. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. I got some stuff to do this weekend, but there are a lot of very popular POTA hunters and activators that'll be there. And I'm sure if you go there, you will know somebody's name or call sign. So go hit them up, have some fun, get some food, and POTA on.
That's right. And as for me, I will be going over to After Chat. After Chat is a Patreon benefit, but guess what? You can try it out for free for 7 days if you go to Patreon and sign up and then message myself or Dan. Don't be that person that don't message us and never sees I bet you. Now I've had people join from the free membership, but I bet you I've had more people try a free trial and never get a single benefit and then just leave because they don't message nobody. And I think that's a failure on Patreon for not sending me, hey, you got a free member, message them and, hook them up or something. That's right. John says, hit that like button. And I agree with that. But yeah, try it out for free. And I promise you, the benefits are amazing. Matter of fact, one of the benefits is the monthly business call where you help out with the channel and which way you get an opinion on which way you like to see things going. And one of the things we will be talking about at tomorrow night's meeting is the Patreon Christmas party. It's getting time to start talking about that again. And I really, that is like one of the funnest events, period. It's just like a lot of fun.
That's right.
So this will be our 3rd annual Patreon Christmas party this year. So I look forward to that. But other than that, I will drop a video tomorrow. I don't even know what video I'm dropping because I haven't even edited it. Even though my Friday video is already sitting in YouTube waiting. I haven't even started on tomorrow's edit yet. But I'll have out tomorrow about something, and then one will come out Friday. I've been dropping a lot of TikToks and some shorts lately, so make sure and follow me on all of that stuff because you're missing out if you don't. Thanks everybody for the super chats tonight, and we'll see y'all over in After Chat 73.
Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. See you.